Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be doing a Q&A today as I've never done one, and I just thought it would be a really good way for you to get to know me if you haven't followed my blog, if you haven't followed me on social media, and you're just popping along now for the first time and coming onto my channel. So obviously you'll be seeing lots of my family goings on and vlogs and things, but I thought doing a Q&A might be a bit more personal to me, and seeing as I'm the one that engages with you all, I thought it would be a good idea. I was even really nervous to even reach out and suggest that I was going to do a Q&A and to actually ask people to ask me things. I thought, oh my god, this is going to be really embarrassing if only one person asks. So I was really nervous, but actually I got loads of questions that I didn't expect to get. I'm just going to read them as best I can without my glasses on and yeah, answer all your questions. So here we go. Most embarrassing mum moment. I think this one was really hard. It's the first question, but I thought it was a really hard one. Not that I would say anything about being mum is embarrassing as such. We're all in it together, and I just don't think it's embarrassing. I don't think it's embarrassing if, I don't know, for example, your toddler's pulling a tantrum in the supermarket. It's a bit awkward, but I wouldn't say it's embarrassing. I don't think anything embarrassed me, is what I'm trying to say. But the most embarrassing thing that I could think of was when me and Reese, I think, was in Milton Keynes with Penny in the back, and Penny had done a poo explosion in the car basically and leaked all in her nappy, and we're in the middle of a car park and we were like, oh my god, what are we going to do? And I could have just changed her in the car. I don't know why I didn't. It's, thinking back now, it's probably the most easiest of solutions. But yeah, we didn't, and we were so panic stricken. I was walking around with Penny in my arms like this going, ah, ah, basically. And then I walked into a shop, I think it was like a homeware shop or something. Yeah, and I was running in there with her poo bum like everywhere. Like it was a horror film scene or something. And yeah, I was panic stricken running around looking for a toilet when I could have just changed it in the car. I bet people thought I was a right weirdo. Who would you like to play you in a movie of your life? Now, I quite like this question, and on the day I was asked, I watched the film Mamma Mia, and I love the girl that plays the daughter of Donna, the mum, and I love her in all her films that she does. I think her name's Amanda Seyfield? I don't know. Amanda something, but she's a really, really good actress, and I just think she's sort of genuine and like kind and sort of hippie-ish, although I'm not hippie-ish, I don't think, but I just think she'd play like a really good story of my life. Not that it's movie worthy, but I think she would be the person I'd pick. What was your dream growing up and why? I was asked this a couple of times, but basically I wanted to be a veterinary nurse. Since I was tiny, I'd always loved animals, to the point where I'd, you know, build snail nests when I was little. I used to sit outside and pretend I could talk to animals, which is so weird. But yeah, I used to sit and talk to the birds in the sky. So embarrassing. This is probably my most embarrassing moment, not as a mum, talking about this. But yeah, so I did a lot of veterinary work experience in a vet. I even got offered a job, but I was in college studying animal management at the time, and I wanted to finish college, so I turned the job down. And then once I'd finished college, I just got a full-time job working in Costa, and I didn't ever look back, which probably I regret a lot, because it was just a silly decision, really. I should have followed through what I wanted to do, but you know, things happen for a reason, and maybe I wouldn't be where I am now if I did go down that route. Maybe one day though, I'd like to like volunteer in like a cattery, or maybe do some volunteering somewhere along the line regarding to it all. Just got a message. What have you enjoyed most about parenthood? Now this question I think is a really good question. Basically, when I'm trying to teach Penny to understand something, I find it really rewarding once she understands. This may seem a bit weird, but basically when the communication becomes easier, like I've really enjoyed that. It's made things like really easy. It's made our bond better, like she doesn't get so frustrated. I just find it really nice and enjoyable once we both understand each other, and when we both understand each other we seem to really enjoy each other's company. That may be a bit of an unusual one, but that's what I enjoy most, is about like the closeness of when we can communicate properly. Who are your favourite bloggers and vloggers? Now, I've watched YouTube for years and years and years and years. I started from beauty bloggers, now to parent bloggers and mummy vloggers and all of that. So I've gone from one end of the spectrum to another. So, where to begin? So I'm not going to go into the beauty bloggers because that's not part of my social media life now. So I'm going to go with Tiny Footsteps, because I have read her blog since the very beginning, and I feel like she's like family almost, and I feel like I need to keep up with how Jasmine is, her daughter. Hi Tiny Footsteps. Jenna, so I feel like Jenna is one of my favourites. Blogging wise, she's just started a YouTube channel as well, which is awesome, you should check it out. Kerry Dyer from Lived With Love. Enjoy both aspects of her YouTube and her blog. I just love how real she is. She seems to, just be really down to earth, and just it's hard to explain, but yeah, she's just really real, and I just appreciate that. I appreciate when I watch her videos that I just know she's a real person and she's just herself in her videos, which I really like. Who else? Hannah Michalak, it's obvious, the Michalaks. They make amazing videos for their son Grayson, and that's something that one day, eventually, when I learn all I need to know about video editing and things like that, that's my goal. Like, I see that more as a goal of where I would like to be one day. I hope I say this right, but I really enjoy Sophie, I'm going to try and read this, Notarbartolo. I can't say that, I'm really sorry. From Mumology, I just think she's fab. I think she's really fun, like outgoing, and just a real genuine people. That's who I tend to read. If I read a blog or I watch a YouTube channel, I just like that they're genuine. Oh, and Rebecca from Percy and Grace, I love her too. I have loads. I've watched it for so long. I've just, even when I was like early stages of pregnancy, before pregnancy, through my miscarriages, I've always watched mummy vloggers. So I've got so many, but that's just a few. So I love you all. Hi guys, if you're watching. And this, I've got another one to add. This Mum Alive, Sarah, I love her as well. And Jessica, is it Avery? Avie? And Jessica Avie. Yeah, I love watching all those bloggers and vloggers, and they make me happy watching them. How old were you when you had your little one? I was 22. What's been the biggest change since having a baby? I used to be such a party animal, but now I just want to spend my Saturday nights scoffing at Chinese. This made me laugh so much because I can really relate. Like, I used to be, clubbing. Me and Reese used to go out clubbing, having a good time, drinking, like staying in bed all day and stuff like that. We used to watch films, order Dominoes. Like, we used to just be young and irresponsible and not care about any of the aftermath. Like, if I didn't want to go to work, I didn't go to work, that kind of stuff. But since the biggest change since having a baby would just being selfless, maybe a little bit too selfless at times, because I should put myself, I am still important and I should put myself in more, but I just suppose, having the responsibility to look after someone else, and yeah, just being an adult, like growing up a bit, because obviously we live together as well. It's just becoming an adult and having the adjustment from no responsibilities to 100 responsibilities. I want to ask what the messiest craft session you've had is. I've seen some of your activities on your blog and wonder how you cope with the mess they make. This one, what's the messiest? I'd say painting, really, because I take pictures at the beginning, during, and normally I don't take a picture at the end. I just take a picture of the finished product, so you don't actually see the aftermath of the child normally. So that's a good way of hiding the mess. And normally I do another tip is normally I do it in her high chair, because she hasn't got a toddler table yet. She can't sit at the dining room table because we've got backless chairs. So yeah, so I just tend to do most of it in her high chair, so it limits the mess. And she's not ever really been one of those babies that chucks paints and brushes and all that off the high chair anyway, so she normally just keeps it in her little area, and it's normally her face and arms and clothes that get ruined. But I also put a long, like, messy bib, like ones that comes down to the wrists, and like a full body one basically, so there is like literally only her hands and her face that I have to wash, or her hair if she gets it in her hair. What is your absolute favourite thing about being a mum? My favourite thing is having, I don't know, like having someone need me. Like, that sounds so sad, but you know, knowing that she needs me, knowing that, you know, I'm her world and she relies on me, and yeah, just caring for this little person or bigger person that she is now, and just caring for her, like yeah, and I like when she calls out for me, mama, mama, and when she wakes up in the night she says mama, and it's just, I find that just like, oh, it melts my heart. So yeah, so just having my little person need me. What do you like to do when you're not blogging or being a mum? Okay, I found this really difficult because I'm not too much of a social butterfly. Like, I don't really go out with friends, or, you know, I see family and things, but I don't have in real life very many good friends. Like, because when I do make friends, they always let me down, or, you know, it just doesn't work out. So normally I focus on my family, I do focus on my blog and my YouTube, I focus on my house, my daughter, my partner. Maybe I need to do that one a little bit more. But yeah, so, and you know, I like shopping, I like creating new things for Penny, you know, all that kind of stuff, watching a bit of telly, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't really do much else than be a mum and blog and vlog and do all things like that. That's what I enjoy and that's what I do. What is your dream in life? My absolute dream in life would be just to be happy, have a happy family, my daughter to grow up and enjoy her life and be safe, and just to get the most out of life. So I think that would be my dream, just to be happy, healthy, and make sure my daughter has a good life. What music makes you jump around the room? Before I had a child, I would have the music channels on and have it blasting, or, you know, windows open, that kind of thing, and that would be when I'll jump around the room, dance to music. But these days, since having a toddler, the windows will be closed because I don't want a draft coming in, CBBS will be on, or we'll have to turn that off and put a music CD on. So it's normally something like, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. That's where I'll normally be seen these days, jumping around the room. How long have you been vlogging and what do you love most about it? I think it's going on my 3rd month of vlogging. It says 2 months in my videos, but I think it's upcoming 3 months. So 3 months, and the reason what I enjoy most about it is the fact that I'm creating this little online visual diary of our lives. A visual, can't think of the word, but a visual diary, a visual space to have my family life documented is my favourite part about vlogging. Do you plan on having more children? I do plan on having more children, but me and Reese just aren't ready just now. We've got a few things we want to get right with Penny. Obviously we want her to be comfortable sleeping in her room. I'd like her to be in nursery, just so she'd settled in there. I want to be driving, like that kind of stuff. I think if we were to have one now, it would just be a lot more hard work than it needs to be. Like, I want to be a bit more prepared. So yeah, I'd love more children. Obviously it just depends on the circumstances and when. What are your hopes and resolutions for 2016? Now, good question, because this means I can plug in one of my videos, previous videos. I did do a goals for 2016 YouTube video, and you can go and watch that now. I'll link it in the description box below, and I did also include it on my blog, so I will link that in below as well, so you can have a nosy at those. Why did you start blogging? Long story short, the reason I started blogging was to document my last weeks of pregnancy, to then carry it on to document Penny's life as she grew up. I really regret not recording the first stages of my pregnancy. That will always haunt me, but if I ever had more children, I would definitely start from the very beginning, and yeah, that's why Baby Pebbles exists today. What's your top tips for new mums? Top tips for new mums is bum. I expected that to just flow out, but it didn't. Top tip for new mums is to go with your instincts. You know your baby and you know what's best for your baby, so just go with the flow, go with what your baby's telling you, and if you don't know what your baby's telling you, just be patient. You will know, you'll find out, you'll get it, and you'll understand, and you'll get to know what your baby wants, but just keep your cool and go with the flow and relax about things as much as possible. What's the worst and best thing about blogging and vlogging? I'm going to link this both. So the worst thing about blogging and vlogging is the pressure, because when you start, if you start on a regular basis and you feel really good that you've got, you know, the last weeks of every week of your pregnancy and every month of your child's growth until, you know, I don't know, Penny's 18 months, so I've got every month of her development logged down, but I just feel like the pressure of making sure I keep up with it all gets too much, and I think that's the worst part, because it ruins it a little bit for me, and I just find if I didn't put so much pressure on myself, I probably would just do it more. Standing out as well I find really hard, because you want to do it so for yourself, but it's nice to know that people read also, and I just find that, yeah, the pressure gets a bit too much sometimes. Top 3 inspirational vloggers. Now I'm going to say someone different, because I don't know if everyone watches her videos or not, but I like Danielle from Baby Bliss. I think her YouTube name is Danielle Baby Bliss, and I'll link her videos below, but she's just fab, and I've watched her for so long, and yeah, I just love the way she runs her family. She's got this really cool lifestyle where they're vegan, and like they raise their children vegan, and I just think it's not a path that I want to follow, but I just find that whole different aspect on how they work their family. I just find it really inspiring about what she does, and how like natural she is with things like natural home births and like all that kind of thing. I just think she's fab, and I find her really interesting. So This Mama Life as well, Sarah from This Mama Life, I just think she's fab. Like when I first started watching her channel, I don't know, I didn't feel like I got her at first, but I feel like now I've watched her for so long, I just don't know how she does it all. Like she works full time, she has like an amazing social life, she keeps up with her blog, her YouTube channel, and like she has a lovely daughter, a husband, and you know, they just seem to just run so smoothly, although that probably isn't the case at all, Sarah, so I do apologise for just assuming that, but I just find like, how do you do it all? But so yeah, so you're inspirational too. And where do you see yourself in 5 years? So I'd like to be settled at home, happy with my family, possibly getting somewhere with my blog where I wouldn't have to do part-time work, serving afternoon tea, because it drives me a bit insane. But it is free time and some time to myself to be an adult, and that is what I love. And to be married and have had a baby or be pregnant. I don't know how much you can cram into 5 years time, but that sounds quite a lot. Who inspired you to start your channel? Now, no one really inspired me to start my channel. I've always wanted to do YouTube, and I had a previous YouTube channel, which, in fact, you probably didn't know about me. I used to have a beauty channel and a beauty blog, which has since been wiped off YouTube, wiped off the internet. I deleted it all because I just had enough. I did quite well. Like, I did some really good reviews for brands. Like, I reviewed the Tesco's beauty range when it first came out. I worked with, I can't even remember now, but I worked with some really good brands, and I was getting somewhere, and I had a good audience, and I just jacked it all in because I was young, and that's what I did. I was stupid. But yeah, so I have actually been on YouTube before, and I just feel a bit like an old lady really now, because I don't seem to get any of it. Technology seems to be so much more hard work for me. Like, I used to have a big Mac computer and things, and now I can't even work Windows. Like, it's a disaster. So hopefully in the future I'll get back on track with the kids. Who inspired me? I inspired myself, because obviously I had the history of being on YouTube and having a channel already. And then obviously watching mummy YouTubers and things, it made me want to get back into it all again. So I think that was where the inspiration came from. What are your favourite activities to do with your daughter? My favourite activities are like baking and crafts, or even just sitting down making potato heads, because that's what she enjoys doing, and I just like doing things that I know she's going to enjoy. And, you know, I like playing tea sets, sitting down here, and we like playing that, and I like singing. No, okay, I've realised my ultimate favourite. My ultimate favourite is hearing her sing Row Row Your Boat and doing the actions to nursery rhymes and stuff, and we just do Ring a Ring of Roses around the living room, and we could do that for ages. So that would be my favourite thing to do with Penny. Who is your biggest inspiration? My biggest inspiration. I find this question so hard. Can it be Penny? Because she's the person that inspires me to want to do all of this. She inspires me to be the best person I can be. She inspires me to wake up every day, I suppose, because she gives me a purpose. She inspires me to be the best person I can be in the future, inspires me to do new ideas, to do new things, inspires me to, you know, whip my anxiety up the bum and get out there more. So yeah, I'm going to pick my daughter. It's not like I don't have like a role model or anything like that, so my inspiration basically comes from my daughter. Would you stop YouTube for a $10,000 check? Probably not, because money doesn't buy everything, and I'm happy with where I am now. Sorry about the dog barking, by the way. But yeah, I just think memories are more valuable than money, and I want to keep the memories that I've made in YouTube, and I wouldn't have it in money, I wouldn't have it in diamonds, I wouldn't have it in stuff, in things. I just want it on YouTube as memories, and that's more valuable than anything else in the world for me. Pictures, written things, my blog, my YouTube channel, my Instagram, all of that mean much more than money to me. So I hope you enjoyed this Q&A, and I hope I answered all your questions. If I did miss any out, then I do apologise, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks very much, guys. Bye!